A Redditor recently found something awesome while playing with his niece and nephew, an over 40-year-old letter that he had discovered from Lego that had been tucked away inside of a Lego playset. That is really progressive for the era and today. Let's take a look. So it says, to parents, the urge to create is equally strong in all children, boys and girls. It's imagination that counts, not skill. You build whatever comes into your head, the way you want it. A bed or a truck, a doll's house or a spaceship. A lot of boys like doll houses. They're more human than spaceships. A lot of girls prefer spaceships. They're more exciting than dolls' houses. The most important thing is to put the right material in their hands and let them create whatever appeals to them.
Aww.
That is so great. And then, of course, they have their ads. It's a little girl holding this mess of Legos and a little chunk in front of her, and it says what it is beautiful. And, you know, obviously it's not aesthetically beautiful to all, but the idea that this kid can create and make whatever he or she wants and not be bound by, you know, there's gendered aisles in stores these days, and a lot of blowback against those. But it doesn't have to be. The kid could have and make whatever they friggin' want, and that is beautiful.
Absolutely. I think we always want to see this like progression towards we are getting better at these social issues.
This is 40 years ago.
Yeah, no, there was a time before heavily gendered toys, and like Barbies are great, action figures are great. Kids should be able to play with whatever they want. And I remember growing up, and I'm sure you guys too, like you just played with whatever the hell you want. I had my Han Solo and my dinosaurs with my Barbie that I
totally like for me, like He-Man and Barbie, they were boyfriend girlfriend for me.
Even though He-Man is several inches shorter than Barbie, but
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Short guys are cool.
It's like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. They were all good. I mean,
not the best example, but sure.
You know, I think one of the main things here is like, you know, what you pointed out is that growing up in the 80s, in the early 80s especially, it was different. Video games and toys, these things were marketed differently. They were much more all-encompassing. These were new creations, and especially with technology, it was this was new technology for the family, and it was always geared toward that. It was after kind of what we noticed is after the great video game crash in 1983. We noticed in '85 when Nintendo came back in the market and resurged video games that there was a distinct difference in the commercials. That suddenly we saw there were no women, no girls in commercials anymore. It was all boys in the commercials.
You know, that's what my parents told me. I wanted an SNES when I was a little kid. My parents said, no, that's for boys.
Yeah.
And I clearly rebelled, and later I went to my cousin's house and played Duck Hunt and Punch Out to spite them, and then later I ended up getting a PlayStation, original PlayStation, and an N64.
And then you were grounded.
Losing my friggin' mind. Yeah, I'm an adult now, and I've clearly not followed that. And you know what? No kid has to follow that. Do whatever you want.
No,
and
you
I like
should.
learning that and teaching that at a young age.
You absolutely should. I mean, I think one of the sad things that kind of happened in that time period is that there was a few studies, and I wrote an article about it on Hello Giggles a while back if anyone wants to dig it up, but it was called Your Princess is No Longer in Another Castle, and what I explored was the different marketing that went on during the 80s and how they changed it, and I just think that it was originally, I think they were afraid of what was going to happen to the girls' toys if girls wanted to start playing with Legos or action figures. What would happen to Barbie and My Little Pony? What would happen to those things if we didn't do this? So marketing changed, and it became the aisles that you're talking about, the boys' aisles that are blue and the girls' aisles that are pink, and we started to kind of do that because this was mass manufacturing. I mean, Barbie's been around forever. My Little Pony at that time too had just come on the scene. There was a lot of female toys and boys' toys. They needed to make things, building things about boys, and
now we obviously a lot of guys, grown men too, playing My Little Pony.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I was a kid, I had a friend who used to play Barbies with us. His name was Tony, and he got teased mercilessly, and then he stopped playing with us, and it was really sad.
I just wanted to say really quick because this is so super important to me, is that I think that what we see in this message right here is that this isn't necessarily progressive necessarily for the time. It was for the time, but we degressed. We stepped back. And this was going forward 40 years ago, and somewhere we stopped it. And we started to market differently because companies, manufacturers, those things became a big deal. And now what we're seeing is that 40 years ago, here's the proof right here. They're telling us they were already doing this. This was already on the route to have equality with all of this stuff, and who cares? It's not about gender at all. Who cares? It's about what you like to do. And we were already on that track, and somewhere in the 80s, they just marketing took over, and that's what we got. So we degressed, if that's the correct word. We fell back.
I couldn't agree more.
Degress thanks to the marketing. The marketing was a lie. What a shock.
Because the companies who make these try to trick the girls into buying the pink stuff instead of stuff that boys want to buy, right?
Right, but you can buy either, right? And boys can buy either. If boys want to buy pink, they can buy pink, right?
Yeah, so then why do all the girls have to buy princesses? Some girls like superheroes, some girls like princesses.
Yeah,
some boy like superheroes, some boy like princesses.
absolutely.
So
You're absolutely right.
Why does all the girls have to buy pink stuff and all the boys have to buy different color stuff?
Yeah, this is what it is. This is what it's about. Do whatever the fuck you want, kids. And I'm sorry I just swore at you. Please let us know below in the comments.
Hey, kids.
Please be sure to subscribe, and I'll stop swearing at your children.